Egypt was a vast kingdom of the ancient world.
It was unified around 3100 BC
and lasted as a leading economic and cultural influence throughout North Africa. Tutankhamun's story begins in ancient Egypt, a land shaped by the seasonal changes to the Nile River.
All life in Egypt depended on the river. The Nile provided food and natural resources, land for crops, a road for travel, and a means to transport materials and merchandise.
The last pharaoh of the 18th Egyptian dynasty reigned from approximately 1332 to 1323 BC. King Tutankhamun was a little-known king in Egyptian history compared to pharaohs like Ramses the Great, Thutmose III, Hatshepsut, or Cleopatra.
The reason we remember him is that his tomb is the only one.
Most tombs were looted and robbed in antiquity. Tutankhamun's tomb remained hidden for more than 3,000 years. This 1922 find made 100 years ago has provided us with a wealth of information about the boy king and the world he lived in. His story is known around the world, and we continue to learn.
When Tut became king around age 9, he had unprecedented power.
Since Tut was still a child, his royal and military advisors ran the kingdom for him.
Under their rule, everything that the boy had known changed dramatically. As ancient Egyptian rulers, pharaohs were both the heads of state and the religious leaders of their people. The word pharaoh means great house, a reference to the palace where the pharaoh resides. While early Egyptian rulers were called kings, over time,
the name Pharaoh stuck.
As the religious leader of the Egyptians, the pharaoh was considered the divine intermediary between the gods and Egyptians.
Maintaining religious harmony and participating in ceremonies were part of the pharaoh's role as head of the religion. On November 4, 1922, a team headed by British Egyptologist Howard Carter began excavating the tomb of Tutankhamun in the Valley of the King's Egypt. Tutankhamun, nicknamed King Tut, was an Egyptian pharaoh who ruled from 1333 BC, when he was just 9 years old until his death in 1323 BC.
After he died, Tutankhamun was mummified, according to tradition, and buried in a tomb filled with artwork, jewelry, and treasures. Shifting desert sands quickly hid the tomb, and it lay mostly hidden for more than 3,000 years. On November 4th, Carter's team found the first step of a staircase. The next day, his team exposed the whole staircase, and by the end of November, an antechamber, a treasury, and the door to the tomb itself were uncovered. After making a tiny breach in the door, Carter saw a room filled with gold treasures on November 26, but it wasn't until much later that the sarcophagus containing Tutankhamun's mummy was revealed. Archaeologist Sati Horus has been studying and preserving the Egyptian pyramids for decades. The area around the ancient capital city of Memphis, Egypt, located just south of modern-day Cairo along the Nile River, contains dozens of pyramids built as burial chambers for kings. This step pyramid is significant because it was the first stone building constructed by the Egyptians. It also marked a departure from the traditional burial structure known as a mastaba.